to Devon. Behind me is Buckland Abbey, just on the edge of Dartmoor, and it's a 700-year-old Grade 1 listed building. And if you don't know what that means, it means basically it is incredibly important to history. And it was home to Sir Francis Drake, who you may or may not know from history class, and also Sir Richard Grenville. We now stand in the tithe barn, which is where the monks would have stored like straw and hay and anything else really agricultural related. This also could be where the ghost story may begin. The ghost story is about Sir Francis Drake, who lived here at Buckland Abbey, and he travelled across Dartmoor in his hearse. So at night you can see his hearse travelling across Dartmoor with the horses coming all the way back and coming here. This is, I couldn't find any stables on the map, but this is the closest thing, I guess. So. See some wicker sheep. This is on the east side of the abbey, I think, and then there's this other building that's a nice hidden area. We're now at the Adam family gates, or what look like the Adam family gates, which leads into the cider garden behind me with the cider house, and then back there is the orchard. But for a couple more facts, so Sir Francis Drake was gifted the abbey by the Crown after he had completed his circumnavigation of the world, but before him it was actually owned by Sir Richard Grenville, the older and the younger, I know, fancy names. And he was born in Bideford, and he was a naval commander of the Navy as well during the Spanish Armada.
Oh yes, very good, yes. But have you heard about the ghost story that's been happening? Apparently this Francis Drake chap is going back and forth over Dartmoor. I do say so myself, it's absolutely absurd, but you never know with these things. It's like that Macbeth play that Shakespeare bloke wrote the other day. Absolutely outrageous with these witches and whatnot. It's all superstition if you ask me. What about you? What have you been doing, Augustus? Oh, yes. Very good.
Right, just a couple more facts about the place, and then we're going to go to Hound Tor in the middle of Dartmoor to continue the ghost story. I've had to do it here because we had a bit of rain to interrupt us. But yeah, so going back to the facts, in 1278 it was known as Cistercian Abbey, and it was named by the Amisa, Countess of Devon. In 1337, King Edward III granted the monks a license to crenellate the buildings, which basically just means add the little things that go up like that. And then eventually the Reformation, or the dissolution of the monasteries, It was stripped of its valuable possessions and ended up being an abbey. Or ended being an abbey. And then after that, Queen Elizabeth I gave it to Sir Francis Drake, and families have lived in it since then. We have made it to the top of the Hound Tor, which is, well, basically just shorter than the Empire State Building from sea level. And just over that side is a medieval village, or a ruin of one anyway. But this tor is also where Sir Arthur Conan Doyle wrote Sherlock Holmes's Hound of the Baskervilles. So that's why I chose this one. But on the roads of Dartmoor, you can actually see the hearse of Sir Francis Drake, and that's why we've decided to come to Dartmoor for the rest of the video.